everyone. My name is Professor Daisy Onyige. I'm a professor of criminology from the University of Port Harcourt in Nigeria. Currently, I'm at the Emily Durkheim Research Unit at the University of Bonn in Germany right now. Well, in the first place, I had no idea what the workshop would be like. So I really didn't have any expectations. But I must say that when I finally came to Pretoria in South Africa for the workshop, I think that the activities that we're engaged in, the trainings we're engaged in, it exceeded my expectation. In fact, it blew my mind away because I have to say that most of the things I learned during those training workshops are things I'm still applying till date. For example, I got to know my kind of personality, and I also got to learn how to work in teams, which was something I think I wasn't so good at in those days. And the best part is the networking. I'm a Nigerian. I think that most of my journey, academic journey, was mostly going out of the continent. So to Europe, to America, and I had colleagues in these places, but I didn't really have colleagues from other parts of Africa, African universities. So this ASLP program gave me that opportunity. And till date, I still have contact with most of my friends, I call them friends, but mostly colleagues from the ASLP, from other universities. And trust me, it helps a lot, especially now when, for example, you are applying for a grant, you want to show, you want to form a team, and you need interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary colleagues to be in that team. It's always very easy for me to reach out to people because of my being a part of the ASLP family. I'm able to say, okay, I need, I'm a sociologist / criminologist, and then I'm in social sciences. I need somebody from the natural sciences. I don't have to go too far. I just have to look up the ASLP directory, see one of my colleagues, oh, she's good or he's good in this. Let me reach out to him. Yeah. The fellowship was a stepping stone to greater things, because I know there was this exercise we did, whereby they will ask you things like, how do you see yourself in the next 5 years, or things like that. At least it makes you to project what do you want to achieve, maybe in your career, and things like that. And I think writing down, putting those things in writing kind of gave me some kind of say, okay, this is it, something I have, these are my target, these are my goals, and I want to achieve it, or I have to achieve it. And I think the ASP it was at that point, it made me realize that, we could have dreams and aspirations and we can still achieve it. So I think that was one of the greatest takeaway. Apart from that, leadership. That is one thing I do know that, many of the fellows that were selected, some were born leaders, I think. Some came there and learned how to be leaders. But if you're a leader, it's always sometimes very difficult to allow somebody else to lead you. That ASLP showed us that it's possible for you to be a leader and still be able to be a follower at the same time. Being able for all of us to be able to contribute without having some form of antagonistic, kind of aura about it. So yeah, there's so much I could list. The list can be endless, but yeah, these are the ones that come to mind just now. The training we had with Maggie and the rest, those trainings, I found them very, very profound and inspiring. I can't really pinpoint one very incident, but I think that those trainers were one of the best, very insightful, and the ability to make one look inwards, look deeper inside, and see that you could do it in whatever field that you're in. Now, let me give you one incident that happened in the ASLP program. It's social. This is the social aspect. I'm a sociologist, so I do things social. It was so I kept in a resort. I can't remember the name anymore, but those resorts have, we're kind of in the wild, so we're close to nature, and these animals are everywhere. So one of those evenings after dinner, I was walking to my room. I saw, is it an antelope or a deer? An animal in between the two. I don't know what they call it, but they said it's called game in South Africa. So I was walking then very happily in the evening to go to bed. Then I saw this animal standing very mindful, very demure next to my apartment. And I was shaking. I stopped. Because I don't know. I didn't know if it was going to attack me or whatever. And both of us just froze and were looking at ourselves that night. And I said, can I run to my room now, or do I run back? And then next I said, okay, you know what, run back. And then I ran back to the venue, and I saw, I was scared. I said, I saw an animal just next to my apartment. And then one of the people serving said, oh, that's just game. We eat it here, And then he said, don't worry. Then they walked me back to my room. So apparently when I ran back, as I was running, I turned back anyway. I saw the animal too running too. So the animal too was scared too. So yeah. We needed more mentors in Africa, especially, particularly in my country. Well, I didn't even have a mentor, come to think about it per se. So I wanted to be that mentor that I didn't have. And also in fact, whenever there was a call for ASLP fellows, I would, publicize it among my colleagues in the university. So my university is really very big. And I'll encourage them to apply. And I tell them, if you have questions, ask me, and I'll give you hints on how you should go about applications, because I benefited so much from this training, leadership training, and I think that you will benefit from it. So that's one of the things, mentorship, something we lack a lot, and it's something I got from that training. And also showing leadership, taking decisions, doing things, starting a program or a venture maybe that nobody has ever done before. So these are some of the things that I learned by being in that ASLP program. So for example, recently I was able to take in my department, I got funding from the University of Bonn, and I was able to take 10 of my colleagues and students, all expenses paid, to the University of Bonn to attend a workshop. It has never been done before. My vice chancellor of my university says it has never been done, because usually for my university, or most Nigerian universities, it's difficult to get funding for travel grants to attend conferences and workshops and things like that. We do have a body where they call TED Fund, where we could apply for, but it's limited, the number of people they could sponsor, right? And I was able to take 10 people. For me, it was such an achievement. I was the happiest person to be able to, I was the co-organizer of that workshop, by the way, and to see that it took me almost a year to achieve it, and I succeeded, and my colleagues came. People who have never even traveled out of the continent, they came and they showed their expertise, because sometimes people don't even have the opportunity from Africa to show their expertise and what they can do, So I was happy that I was able to showcase my colleagues. And this is all part of being a leader. This is all part of being leadership, ensuring that you carry along others along the journey. Yes. So an African science leader is me, it's you, it's all of us. The ability to think for everyone at the same time, to take decisions, positive decisions that affects the lives of everyone around you positively. I think that's an African science leader. For the science community, I don't know if they are very aware of the activities of the ASLP, but I think that the ASLP should be replicated in every single country in the African continent. There's so much, the African continent, the potentials. We have so much potentials. We also have a lot of great minds, but the problem sometimes these things are inhibited by things like lack of funding, lack of opportunities. People need a platform to showcase their talents and the rest. And the world is increasingly very global. And whatever affects one part of the world will invariably affect every part of the world. So, for example, let's look at the COVID situation. It started in one part of the world and it went round. There was no country that wasn't affected, or no continent that wasn't affected. And solutions, while we're also looking for solutions, there was also indigenous knowledge had to be brought in and things like that. So there has to be a synergy. There has to be a synergy from all over the world. We should come together, especially when it comes to science, because with science can solve many problems of the world right now. And no continent has a monopoly of the answers to every problem. We need to work together, all continents, all countries in the world, to make this world a better place for everyone. And science is the answer to that. Inspirational.